Hello, 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 hello. Good to see you all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday evening. Are we ready? Are we ready? There's the question. Are we ready? I am kind of interested to see how the rest of this therapy session goes. Don't know if I care about the rest of the episode, but I am interested in the therapy session. I do want to see how much more flirting hysteria does with the therapist, the very, very young therapist who doesn't seem that great. I just think she has a crush on him because I haven't seen this. I have this incredible therapist that was going to be like this old lady with braids, colorful braids, and lots of bracelets and a long, colorful skirt, long necklaces, sandals, just earthy and in touch with everything. Yeah. That wasn't it. I think she's just hot for him. Because he even interrupted. He's not all that. He's not a great therapist. At any rate, he's got her convinced he is. I don't think Alec's buying it either. But we'll see how it goes. All right, let me take a look at the chat here. Catch up with who's in the house. We have Lynn Skinner. Hello, Lynn. Thanks for being here. Thank you for moderating. You're the best. You're the best. Shanna Banana's here. Hi, Shanna. Good to see you. Joni's here. Hi, Joni. I happened upon this doc about finding your twin flame in life, and it is incredible. Maybe we can discuss this cult. Scary. It's a cult? Finding your twin flame? What does even that mean? Is that I don't know that phrase. Your twin flame. Like, is that supposed to be your person? My brain is just working trying to figure it out. I'm not going to guess. You can tell me, Joni. All right. I watched this episode. There's no way they're getting another season. I don't think there's any way either. I don't know how they're going to finish this season. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that the trial has happened already and basically was barely even covered in the episode that was supposed to be about the trial. It's all about them. So, yeah, I am curious. Okay. Let's see. It could be a 30-minute show. Yeah, this really should not have been an hour long. Absolutely. That's a very good point. Shanna Banana. I've had several major surgeries since December, and I've spent most of the time since then in bed. But my life is more interesting than yours. So funny. Oh, Shanna, I hope you're done with all your surgeries. That's not fun. Several major surgeries? That's terrible. I'm so sorry for you. Our other moderator, who's here sometimes, Rhonda Delph, is going in for another surgery, her other surgery, this week. She's had a bunch of surgeries too. It's her third surgery recently. Janita's in the house. That's right. Hi, Denise. Welcome. Good to see you. Hi, Mama Squirrel. Glad you're here. Okay, Wendy's front yard is here. Hi, Wendy. Shut up. Hysteria wears a She-Ra shirt in this episode. That's amazing. Let's get She-Ra out and be ready. She-Ra! She-Ra. And again, I always do the rah because Robin spelled it R-A-H. Like rah, rah, rah. Go, team, go. She-Ra. She's ready. Ready and waiting. Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. Number 5, hitting the like, and thank you for the other ones, the other 4 of you too. Shanna Banana, your laptop came in, but your son won't let you have it until your birthday. He's killing you. Oh my goodness. Oh, Joni, you've had a lot of surgeries too. Ooh, cervical spurs. That sounds terrible. Well, I can't even imagine. I haven't watched the latest one. I'm watching the other ones now, and she's annoying me. Her voice is just like a little too much. Wait. Her voice is just like a little too much. She talks way too fast and has this very nasally voice. Oh, your soulmate. So this is for people who are all single, I take it. Or is it just that creepy that they're assuming that nobody's found their twin flame? Twin flame? Yeah, twin flame. And it's still out there. Dun, dun, dun. Kathita thinks Hilaria is nuts. Janita agrees. Agrees. There's a little bit of Italian in there. Oh, goodness. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. Glad you're here. All right. Lynn, how much of the show do you have to watch to see the shirt? I want to fast forward. Hi, Motherhood is Ministry. Thank you for being here. And thank you for hitting the like button. Rah, rah, Robin. Or as they used to say at her high school. She was very popular. Oh, she's trying to dress crazy to fool the paparazzi, and it's a She-Ra shirt. Of course, it's crazy. I mean, it all just works together, right? Crazy. Blow your nose hysteria. Alec is always looking at her like, leave me alone. Yes. I know. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. We're going to have to listen to a lot of it. That was rude of me. 100% rude. Kathy, I'm married to a Cuban American, and my accent is better than I believe you. Oh, okay. Here we go. If Larry comes out in a Cher shirt, that's it. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Let me move this in a little bit. Okay. So I can see the screen. Good, good, good. We're all good. And is declared a sacred cow. Yeah. If he uses the term sacred cow with her, that'd be hysterical. Hi, Susan Shea. Glad you're here. Welcome. Yeah. This craziness. Thank you for hitting the like button, Dee Dee, and hello. Glad you're here. Okay. Alec had a wedgie in one of the scenes. That's all I remember. That's so funny, Mama Squirrel. I didn't see it. I'm sure she did in all of them because she hikes her shorts up so high. All right, let's turn up our volume here and get this show on the road. Move my microphone closer to the computer. I'll get She-Ra all ready to go. Buckle up. It'll start off good, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the therapy session. Probably because there's another person involved. It's not just the two of them. Although he hasn't said much of anything other than interrupting when he wasn't supposed to. So we'll see. Here we go. The Baldwins.
You have just gone through a harrowing experience for 3 years while married with 7 children. I mean, that is like huge. Of course you want to withdraw.
Yes.
And you want to do that.
And I don't apologize for it.
Yourself. You need to protect yourself. This is at such a basic sort of like reptilian brain level.
I want you to feel free, that no one is trying. You're free now. You have lived, especially for the past almost 3 years, without freedom.
And
sometimes you start thinking, you can't know because it's a trauma response of keeping yourself inside.
What?
And so what I'm telling you something now, Alec, you're free. You're free. You can go out.
I feel that way.
I know. I think it's human nature to retreat and run and hide because what you're feeling inside is so awful. And so I think that it can bring you to a place of feeling closed in. And I do worry that Alec could get stuck in that place.
People say to me, oh God, now you can go back to your life. And go back to my life?
Somebody's still dead.
I don't want to go back to my life. I want a different life now. I want a different life.
Your priorities are shifting in your life.
Right.
Like, I mean, you have a lot of individuals that
are counting on us.
Are counting on you and the two of you together, right? So you have to reprioritize what matters to you.
What I hope for you is you realize how many opportunities you have, how many opportunities our kids have. We have so much ahead of us. And I think that regardless of where we move to, regardless of what we're doing, we need to feel really solid within ourselves and every single day try to be better. And I hope as somebody who loves you and as your partner and as the mother of our children, I hope that you can figure out that you're free now. You're free. And then, so when you say
I'll do my best. That's a near impossibility now.
But it's going to take time. But I'm going to tell you every single day that.
The sign that I feel better, the sign that I'm kind of on the road to some recovery when I'm alone. When I'm alone and I'm not thinking these really tough things that are not so great. When you're all by yourself, what are you wishing for? What are you hoping for? Have you given up? Have you given up? Going on is hard and giving up is hard.
I'm going to stop here. This was great, but you're trying to do a lot, okay? Because you are ahead of him in your understanding of this and your experience of it, right? He is in a different place than you are. We can pause and come back to something like that in the future.
You can't make the pain go away, but now hopefully we can do the necessary healing. We have to work on what's raw in ourselves because typically if we're okay, our kids are going to be okay. And we can go forward and try to create more stability and a lighter energy in our home.
Well, that was short-lived.
I literally 1,000% literally don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
What I hear from you, which is really valid, is I've been hurt. I've lost trust.
It goes beyond
in
that.
people.
Actually.
Yes. No, but Alec, just make it simple. Make it simple because if you make it so complicated for yourself and so vague, you need to start to put your feelings into words.
Vague. I think what you're saying is vague. But anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't.
It's not even talking so much about it happening. You can figure out how you want to kind of process
I'm not following what you're saying.
What I'm saying is if we don't process something and we go...
But this is how I'm going to process it. This is how.
You can't just stuff everything down. How do you deal with the pain that you still have inside, the trauma that you still have inside?
This is where we differ. And I'm the one that has to decide. How do I process this? My wounds can't heal while I stay in the public life. What I need is less of certain things in my life to be happy, not more. I need less noise, problems.
Alec, you said the same exact thing because whenever you're hurt, you say the same exact thing.
When I say what I say, at the moment that I say it, I mean it.
I know.
All right, so
Slow
listen.
down, Liz.
We're good, Alec.
Why are you in such a hurry?
You told me you were in a hurry.
Well, I'm saying, Yeah, you're right.
Watching somebody go through a healing process is hard. And what I see from Alec is a tremendous amount of pain sometimes. I want to try to help him heal. Even when I'm, shaking my finger at him and I'm being a little tough with him, I know it's because that with his nervous system, he needs the stability of somebody, this is what's happening. And then he can come, and even if he gets mad about it, it doesn't move. I don't move. I'm right here. And I want him to be happy.
I don't want to argue with you.
We're not arguing. We're being passionate. That's how we talk.
But what I'm asking you to sympathize with me is, I don't want to be angry with you. I just want to sympathize with you, which is, I really need to have a different life.
Good.
I need to have
Good.
Please.
You have the keys, right?
Yes, I do.
That was weird. I don't remember the last time I shook my husband's hand.
What's the matter, Louis?
Now that the trial is over, I want to focus on healing as a family and trying to reconnect with each other and really tap into, what do the kids need? What does Alec need? What do I need? What do we all need together in order to feel that we are a solid unit?
Are we going to cook?
All right, let's go. Let's find out. Wait. The Hamptons are known for their farms and for their very, very fresh produce. So we are going to a local farm and we are going to do cooking classes with the kids. Guys, wait. No, bring her back this way. We're waiting for Daddy.
Who's this? How old is he?
She's 18 months old.
Oh my God, look at the size of this kid.
Alec is like the mayor. He's going to go out. He wants to shake hands. He wants to connect with people. If people aren't interacting with him, he'll usually go up to people and he wants to talk to people about their kids.
Are you an expert pizza chef?
This is a pizza oven?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What is it, with wood?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
But I have to say, it's nice to watch him start to get back to himself.
Okay, cool. That's great.
Come here. Let's go make pizza.
Let's go make pizza.
All right, guys, let's go to the classroom. Leo, will you help me?
What's the matter, Boogie? You okay? Where's that baby?
So welcome, guys. So today we're gonna make a green pizza. Now I know that sounds very suspicious.
Lulu, what's your favorite food?
Worms. Everybody can make it the way they want it.
No, they actually eat worms. No, this is just being three.
I eat worms.
Okay.
I do. What's your favorite food? That's not worms. Gummy worms. Or pizza? Isn't pizza your favorite food? Yeah, pizza.
I like that too.
That looks very tasty. I bet our pizza chef is excited for you to walk that over.
Right here. Okay. Step up. Oh, look, paparazzi. Hey, Raph. Can you open the door for us? It's okay, just ignore him.
I've had my skirmishes with paparazzi, and I've had my, problems.
Yeah. You're here when my wife and my kid come out here. You've got a big problem.
But now I'm 66 years old. What are you going to do now? If you punch every tabloid photographer the way the world is now, you're going to be exhausted by the end of the day. If the guy's taking a picture of my family from 75 feet away when I was much younger, I would really, really let that bother me. But after everything we've been through, I just want to take care of my family. I want to be left alone.
When I had Carmen, I went for my first run and I'm getting chased by a bunch of paparazzi on bikes. And they're messing with me. They're like bumping me with their bikes. I found the police officer. I said, they're chasing me on bikes. And he's like, what? I said, yeah, grown men are chasing me on bikes. And they go up to them and they're like, oh, officer, here's my press badge. And the officer comes to me and he said, I'm so sorry, you're a public figure. There's nothing I can do. I started to silently cry and I continued my run. But I was like such a mess. And I was like, I have grown men chasing me on bikes and I don't have the right to ask for help. It's a really hard thing to deal with. paparazzi and all that kind of stuff is very, very common for children of celebrities as well. You can see lots of famous kids sticking their tongue out, giving the finger, all sorts of things. Hiding behind very small trees, but you can obviously see them. It's a bizarre experience.
I don't want to say, oh, I can show you some yelling, but I mean, you get a paparazzi in here who tries to, chip my wife's teeth with the lens of his camera, then you're going to see some yelling.
Because I don't have any money to fix that.
Just ignore him. He's like an 80-year-old baby. No, just like ignoring him. No, not that.
All right. The weird TLC Baldwin show editing, where we start the next segment and then suddenly throw in commercials. Okay. Sounds like she's giving him an excuse to leave, or worse, always talking about how he mishandles his issues. Boy, she treats him like a child. She does. She's like constantly explaining to him how he feels and how it's wrong and how he needs to be feeling and acting now. And when he comes out and says, this is me, this is my process, this is how I'm healing, it goes in one ear and out the other to her. Doesn't hear it. We did see that angry Alex start to come out in this episode, didn't we? Right, Kathy. She didn't listen to him at all. She has an agenda. He has his own agenda. His agenda was to stay mentally sane through the couple years it took before this went to trial, and then get through the trial and deal with the aftermath, whatever it was going to be. So it turns out that it ended in 3 days and he's out and it's all over. Okay. Not the outcome anybody expected, that it would end that quickly and he would just get off. So it's probably, it is a bit of a shock to him. So much easier for his wife to go, it's all over, stick it in a box, throw it away. It's over. It's done. He's the one that took the life of a lady. Hysteria keeps forgetting that there is a gentleman that goes to bed I understand her husband is suffering. There is a man who's going to bed every night as a widow right now, a young man going to bed as a widow. And he has to listen to his son crying himself to sleep at night because his mommy is gone forever. I can't sympathize with her. And Alex seems now that since the trial's been over, he seems a little bit different than before the trial. He felt like he was a little bit more of a victim before the trial than he does now. No, I have full confidence he will make a full swing and go back. But like right now in this moment, he still feels guilty. So she keeps telling him, you're free, you're free. He's like, I don't feel like it. And she just wants him to act like it's all over and that he's free. He's not free. He's got a life sentence. I don't know what she's talking about. And where's the therapist? Why is a therapist not jumping in and saying, he's not free? This will haunt him until the day he dies. I'm telling you, I ran over a squirrel once. It started going into the street. And so then I slowed down, and it was like 3/4 of the way across my car. And I slowed down enough for it to, like I knew it was going to go the rest of the way. And for some reason, the dumb squirrel decided when he was like 9 inches from the other side of my car to freedom to turn around and go back the other way, back across the car. And it was too late. I hit my brakes, but it was too late. By the time it got to the other side, it was exactly where the tire was. Boom. The feeling of that thump. Maybe it was a chipmunk. I don't know. We have lots of chipmunks around here too. Chipmunk or a squirrel. I don't know what it was. I remember seeing it. I remember hitting my brakes and then thinking, oh, I think it's going to go by. And then like all of a sudden quickly seeing how it turned around and made a dumb decision. They're not the smartest things. My stomach was upset for hours afterward. Like I had knots and an upset stomach for hours over a rodent, a dumb rodent that was nobody's pet, even from out in the wild, all by himself. I mean, probably made his life a lot better. He had no family, no friends. There was nobody around. He had no posse with him, just running out in the street in our development. So I say that to say, and I think about it, and I tell my kids that every now and then, like when like something goes by, like my stomach will get that feeling again when like, I see like something start to jut out into the street. And I can't imagine that was an accident, right? I didn't mean to kill the thing. I didn't want to, by any means, certainly. A human life, I just can't even, I can't comprehend. I can't comprehend. And she just keeps saying, you're free. You're free. Get over it. Move on. Get a job. She keeps saying, you've got opportunities now. You've got opportunities. So apparently he's turning things down. You've got opportunities now. And then she goes on to say, the kids have opportunities. What does that even mean? I don't even know what she's talking about now. Don't even know what she's talking about. Oh, the cluelessness of this woman. And the fact that the therapist will not right the ship and get her to see, to meet midway, to start to see Alex's point of view. I think they're banging. Okay. Let's see here. Let me look at the chat. We're just slamming the lack of parenting. Yeah. The nannies do the kid raising. Yeah, she has a great nanny, that's for sure. That's on his mind 24/7. Yes, he's not free. He'll never be free again. She's clueless. He still had to pay that woman's family. Good. Is that trial over? Is the civil trial over? Did he have to pay a big bit? Good. Oh, is your new dog a pit bull, Lynn? Did you get a pit bull named Mabel? That's cute. Mabel. I like Mabel. Mabel the pit. All right. Lynn, I'm not a cat person, but I don't try to kill them. It's not your fault. Someone else loaded the squirrel. Chipmunks are fatter. In Oregon, we have squirrels. Oh, depending on the time of year, could have been. I mean, our squirrels can get pretty fat though, too. Come end of summer. They're not moving too fast anymore. I don't remember what time of year it was. There was, well, we don't see them out. I mean, they're all hibernating now. We have hawks to take care of, chipmunks. We have hawks. I don't know why they're not getting them. I see them circling around every now and then. It's with them. Dumb hawks, too. We have dumb animals in Ohio. That's why it's a big hunting state. Easy prey. They're all dumb. Kathy says she wants him to stop being depressed. And I think Alec feeling bad is the right emotion. Not being like, I got over it. Like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I think he obviously felt bad, obviously, right after it happened for, probably the first couple months. And then he probably just went into survivor mode for a while. What am I going to do? What if this happens? What if that happens? Like just the anxiety and worry and stress probably took many years off his life. Can you imagine years of that? Of just not knowing. And so he was like in a self-preservation mode, most likely. That'd be my guess, is kind of how I'm thinking it would go down. In a self-preservation mode of having to live with her. And then he's got the kids running around. Like, I mean, it had to have been like a zoo in his head and his environment for all that time. And now he can really kind of mourn what's really happened, like truly be in his emotions. Yeah. Yep. But according to Hysteria, you're free. You're free, chickadee. Move on. Get a job. He has empathy. She has none. I know. Shocking. I thought this whole series was going to be about how much we dislike him. And I mean, he's no saint. He's no saint. But I'm shocked in the comparisons here. She's something else. Like he looks like he has emotions. He looks like he has feelings. She doesn't. She turns on the waterworks for some of the interviews, but they're waterworks for herself. How rough her life is. She's a victim. Okay. Okay. My grandma lived in Belmead. Oh, I used to say, why is the squirrel so fat? And she used to laugh, saying, that's a chipmunk, honey. Fat chipmunks in Belmead. Belmead. Ooh, grandma had some money, huh? It's a nice area, Belmead. It's where the Goodwill is. Favorite Goodwill. Mabel. I love that name. If I took someone's life, I'd be a mess too. Yeah. I mean, I'd be done for. I mean, I just. Oh, yeah. That's bad enough. I couldn't help. Yes. Watching somebody. I worked at a Easter Seals camp for many summers. I was a coordinator of the speech therapy program. And it was a residential camp for kids. And we were all in the pool one day. And I turned to my left and I look, and here was one of the campers who had cerebral palsy. And so they have these special noodles on them. So they sit in a net, and then the noodles are under their arms, and they have like this whole thing. And of course, they have their assigned counselor with them. Well, the counselor turned and was doing something else, and she rolled over and her face was down in the water, the camper. I was like, and I like went and I grabbed her. I was like, Val! And I grabbed her and picked her up, and then the counselor turned around and saw her in that, and she like kind of coughed up some water. She was okay. She ended up being okay, but she kind of coughed up some water, and she was kind of pale at the time, but she ended up being fine. That experience right there of just seeing her turned over, I was supposed to run a big game for after all the campers were in bed at night for the counselors in the lodge. We were playing this big Jeopardy game, and I couldn't go. I couldn't attend it. I had the rest of my therapists that worked with me. They just did it. They probably thought I was the biggest wuss in the world. And as I would have thought of them, if they would have said that they couldn't come and do it, I would have been like, pull it together. You just saw what? Like, and she was okay. Like, but there was something really visceral about the situation that when I saw it, I don't know. I did have kids at that point because a lot of the years I went, it was before I had kids. At this point, I did have at least one kid because I remember by then I was staying in this cottage as opposed to in this like more dorm situation. So we were staying with the family in the cottage because I remember going back there and just laying in the bed at night and just like having a hard time falling asleep. And she was fine. So I can't imagine that he literally pointed it at her. Yeah, that's gotta be rough. She is more annoying. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I love me dogs. Mickey, the baby, is in the cat bed on my bed. Keeps watching when Janita talks. Well, hello, Mickey. Mickey, are you a good puppy? All right, here we go. Moving on. They are still at this like garden center place where they were doing some sort of green pizza making. And, well, it looks like they're still making green pizzas, I guess. Here we go. Whoop. Volume back up. And the paparazzi is still there. I mean, let's face it. We say this also with Sister Wives. There are TLC cameras and producers and PAs, a whole film crew there around them, filming them. And then this one man in the parking lot with his big telephoto lens far away, taking pictures. And now a TLC camera has turned and they're taking a picture of him taking pictures. So now he's going to get on national television. So of course he's sticking around. He was on the phone before. Hey, honey, guess what? They're filming a show and I'm going to be on it. So I'm going to be here a little bit longer just to make sure they get ample footage so you can see me on TV. Oh, good, dear. Did you want pot roast tonight or chicken? That's how it went down. Okay, here we go.
Disengage. Have I always disengaged? No. Have I had problems? Absolutely.
You're not Alec.
When Alec was charged the first time, they're all there. I got mobbed in the morning. I mean, it was just absolutely insane.
Hilaria Baldwin nails mob wife aesthetic. Okay, what is wrong with her? It's under 30 degrees out, and she's wearing fishnet stiletto sunglasses and a mini skirt.
Yeah, but she started the day in a puffer jacket and winter boots. But then she saw the cameras and was like...
She changed. Okay, she saw the paparazzi were there because of the charges filed or whatever. And she was like, hang on, mommy needs to look good for the cameras. And came back out in this outfit.
I actually think that's exactly what happened.
That is not what happened.
That is what
Alec
happened.
needed to try to get in the car and to try to protect him. I went inside, put on a ridiculous outfit, and went back outside. I mean, the fact that they didn't realize that I was like messing with them is extraordinary. I put my back to the corner so their back was to the apartment. And then we had a car pull up. Alec goes into the car, drives off.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm so happy to hear that.
And I walked right back to the house. People call me an attention seeker. Like, they'll say all sorts of things because they don't understand what I'm doing. And so they think I'm nuts. And I'm like, you know what? Call me nuts. But you know what? I'm going to take care of my husband and I'm going to take care of my kids.
Stand back, everyone. Stand back for the greatest pizza of them all. That's for you and me. You come to daddy? Come here. She has pesto all over her?
Yeah, can I tell you? I think I have so much food in my hair. The past 3 years has been a tremendous weight on us that has, of course, deeply affected our children. we're not giving our kids absolutely everything that we could. So I'm excited because now not only can we check in with how we're doing, but also how our children are doing.
See, there's a piece of pizza ready. What do I do?
Mama, you good?
I'm a pizza-eating dinosaur.
I am too.
You and me, right? You and me love pizza. Are you eating more pizza, Louie?
This is fun, no?
I love it.
Yeah?
I love it. These kids have never needed a bath more in their lives. This house is our vacation home, a second home, pool. It's a big house, and it works great. Everybody, I think, really likes coming out here when we come out here for the summer. So when I bought this house, it was a cold winter day in December of '95. Chronological, is that okay with the noise of those people?
And the world was like, no, we're going to throw a tree in your way.
Can I do a face scrub on you?
Like, not right now.
We have to whisper now because Daddy is having a monologue.
It's emblematic. We're going to redecorate. We have to get all the kids' stuff out of there. This stuff, you turn around and 5 years goes by. Like you sit in that room and you go, these rugs got to go. You look in that living room and you go, we need new everything. Because the kids are not the worst I've seen, but the dogs are. Let's go show you a couple things. This is my favorite, but also one of the funniest parts. So this thing here slides. You can close it off so you can have complete privacy. We've never closed. It's never stayed closed. In here, which is a mess, but this is my office. It's a mess. I throw everything I don't want to see, I throw in here. Then we go up these stairs. Here's my little closet here, which is, there are no words to describe. David Letterman said to me, what can I give you that you don't already have for your birthday? So he puts me in Joe Namath's shirt number 12. He snaps the ball, and Joe Namath throws me a pass on the David Letterman show. I cried. This is my wife's bathroom. Toilet, sink, shower in here. My bathroom's around the corner. My little cabin bathroom.
That's the bigger bathroom.
That's really funny. They used to say that. Her bathroom. I don't want anybody to see my bathroom. It's so embarrassing. The baby sleeps in here. You can hear all the loud sound machines. The baby sleeps next to Niagara Falls every night. This is Carmen's room. You're in for a treat. Carmen and her friend Fleur are here. And voila, 2 10-year-old girls. So this is the boys' room.
Cool cat.
When you bought this house, you had no idea you would have 7 kids. Bedrooms, right?
Oh, please. Oh, God. Oh, God, help me. Oh, what do you want to say to me? All right, then get out of here.
I've never really gotten my nails done at home before. One of Carmen's best friends, her name is Fleur. She's British, and she always has really great nails, especially for a 12-year-old. And I was like, Fleur, who does your nails? And she's like, my 15-year-old sister. And I was like, perfect. Can she come and do my nails? And there you go.
The nail design. Do you want like French tips or like something classy?
But are French tips not classy?
The French tips are the classiest thing you can get.
Carmen is funny. Carmen is smart. And she's somebody who's extraordinarily connected to me. I mean, first child is, as much as you release them from the parenting role, they've put it on themselves as, I'm going to take care of all my younger siblings, and therefore the home and the family. When we're in New Mexico, Carmen was there, but she's a kid, and we need to remind her that she's a kid. And so I just want to hang out with her as a child, where we can just have fun.
This will be us in like what satisfying? There was like this goo in your eye.
Ew.
It's not.
How?
It's not.
Yeah, I think you blew your nose and then it went into your eye.
How does that work?
I don't know, you told me.
Oh yeah, I saw like this TikTok of a guy because apparently your nose and that corner of your eye is connected.
But do you feel like most kids your
I
age
don't like
have
Fleur.
Yes. Oh, everybody in my class has it. They just don't want to.
Social media is a hard one because Kids are curious about social media, even if they don't have social media. Everybody's talking about social media now. So the question is, how do you expose them to these things so that when they have social media, it's not just this whole new world that nobody's told them about because it's been kept under wraps because we're all so afraid of it.
I had no more video views, no new profile views. It wasn't showing me my profile views, which made me sad.
I think social media used to be more fun. And then it just got to a point where I think that people started getting attention for being very toxic.
Most parents struggle in the modern world with these devices and the technology, and for them to watch this obviously ridiculous breadth of material. It's insane what's on there. I mean, how it goes from here to here.
And I think that the most important thing is talking about it. What is the addictive part of it? And what is the bad for the mental health part of it? It's a scary time to raise kids.
Does she have a booger up her nose? Yes, this is not a real account.
What do you think about social media?
I think it affects mental health.
It affects mental health, right?
Yeah.
Because look at them, look how grown up they are.
I know. I was not like this.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't. I was doing handstands and
I was
running around.
making slime.
What is the phone case? What is the phone case? It's so coquette.
Now it's makeup,
And now it's makeup.
TikTok.
And they're worried about weight now.
Yeah.
Right? Which is bad.
Well, Carmen is just she's just a fool.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief.
Weirdest breaks. Okay. Come on, show us your toilet. Her voice is ridiculous. She does so much talking in this show. Now Joe's selling him insurance. I don't think Hilaria knows how she comes off. You're right, Karen. He's a very polite, nice man. I know a neighbor of his has always said how he'd pop over and ask if he needed anything all the time. That's nice. I've heard mixed things about him from people who've written comments on this or sent an email to me saying they ran into him on an airplane and he was rude to the stewardesses, flight attendants. And then other people who said that they ran into him at a grocery store and he was just delightful. So I feel like he's volatile. I think he has issues. I think he has anger issues. And I don't think he's ever gotten control of them. And he's possibly a narcissist on top of that. So he can be really nice. Then there's the other side of him too. Julie, yes, high maintenance indeed. Another boring scene getting her nails done. No. I never had to mother my brother. How unfair to that child. I don't like how she said, we don't put that parenting role on her. She puts it on herself. Oh, really? So does that mean that you left the baby home alone when you took the kids to camp that day? And she happened to be there. You didn't leave her to be the parent of the child. She was supposed to just be a child. And then she saw that you left the baby alone. So she took on the parenting role and took care of the baby. No. You have her filling that role. 100%. Yeah. Stop trauma dumping on her. Exactly. Oh, Karen, you've run into him a couple times. There you go. He's always been nice. Met him first in 91, and she seems extremely high maintenance. Oh, that sounds spot on. She talks to the 14-year-old like she's an adult. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So why does she take on that role? Well, mom makes her take on that role. She treats her that way. Miss you, Sarah. Let's see here. Next time, Hillary shaves her legs. Oh, goodness. Yeah, well, that's true. Karen, I don't know. Whoops, I don't know why this won't. There we go. I think all celebrities at that level, when you're catered to that much and you have that much money and you have that many servants, if you will, doing things for you and seeing to it that your life is easy and making things happen. Remember, my daughter worked for a talent agency for a little bit, and just looking at writers and the expectations that these people have to just walk into a meeting, to walk into their talent agency, to sit with their agent, the expectations they have of what that room's going to look like, how it's going to be set up, who's going to be around, how the situation's going to be. I mean, it's crazy. Crazy, not in appearance, just an everyday life situation. How these celebrities expect to be treated. No wonder they go off the handle when everyday normal people are like, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. It's like, what do you mean you don't know who I am? They really think everybody knows who they are and wants to be around them and be a friend of theirs. Hilary Rama dumps on the kid so hard it makes Alec look okay. It's true. And then next, after the leg shaving, Hysteria plucks her chin hairs. I've got a chin hair. I have one chin hair that keeps growing right over around on this side. A little bugger. It's just one. The way, yeah, well, I must have gotten it recently. And then all of a sudden I'll realize, oh, did I go anywhere recently that somebody may have seen that? Pull that little bugger. Same follicle, same place. Plucker, doesn't matter. Keeps coming back. Electrolyte or something. Got to be a way I can permanently get rid of. Would Nair get rid of that for good? All right. Here we go. I can imagine that John Krasinski is different. There are some celebrities that I bet are really great all the time. That seem like they're great all the time, but you just never really know. But I would bet John strikes me as somebody like that. I don't really know him, but he strikes me as somebody like that. Who's another one? There was somebody who I saw and they did like a punked kind of, it was the guy on Scandal, not the one that was with Olivia, but not the president, the other guy, the really hot one. Who was that? Did anyone watch Scandal? It was on ABC. It was a Shonda Rhimes show. Well, whoever the really hot one was, he in real life is really nice because it was all hidden cameras. And he was trying to hire, I don't know if it was a nanny or a housekeeper or something. And his wife agreed to put all these hidden cameras in his office and all that too. And people would come in and do interviews, and he'd go through and they weren't going well. And this one lady came in and she was just like full on kind kind of crazy. Yeah, not Tony, the other one. Wasn't Tony Goldwyn? Wasn't that the gosh, it's been so long since I've seen it. I thought I have to look up Tony Goldwyn now. See, no, that sounds like that's the name of the president. Yeah, that's the president, not him, the other one. Let's see. Scott Foley. Scott Foley. Scott Foley. Yes, Kathy, Scott Foley. This lady came in and she was just like so crazy and like a half a bubble off. And for some reason, it was presented to him that this is the last one and probably the one we're going to have to take, because the other ones, their times didn't work out, but this one's schedule was going to work out. And they couldn't really find anyone else. So his like assistant or whatever agent said, like, you're probably going to have to hire this one. And she was just, she was a handful. At one point, she got on the floor and was doing like a crab thing. I mean, she just was like, she was more than half a bubble off. She was a full bubble off. And he was like trying to go with it and make it work. He's like, okay. She's like, I like to do this every day around 2:00. I didn't realize it was 2:00. I just got to rub kind of like a cat on the floor. You know, it's just that kind of crazy stuff. And he's like, well, okay. Well, how long does it last? He's a nice guy. Oh, okay. Oh, you were mentioning My Five Wives, but it was Big Love. Yes. Big Love. Wasn't that on HBO? I don't have HBO. Actually, I do have HBO right now. I probably could watch Big Love. I don't have time to watch Big Love right now, though. I do have HBO for a short time. I could be watching it. Okay. Back to the show. I'll keep an eye on the chat, too. Keep it moving. We're about halfway through here. Oops. Volume up. The girls are still at the house. That little Fleur seems to have a little bit of an attitude, doesn't she? Fleur means flower in French. They say she was from France, right? Okay, here we go. Or was she British? I don't remember.
You know, she's my oldest, and she's transitioning from one age and she's going off into the next age. And you knew that was going to happen. But it's also scary.
Even for me, I worry like that Fleur's gonna be like insecure about stuff.
Yeah.
I see a difference when she's not on social media.
No, I think it makes a huge difference. These are the things that we worry about, because your mind is still like forming, and like we just worry because we want it to go well for you because you're important.
Yeah.
So would you think, Carmen, though, is there a nice thing about being able to have your child? And you're somebody who seemed like you're growing up so fast.
Yeah.
You want to grow up so fast. And some of that's so fun because like you come to dinner with us and we're always laughing.
But I've been doing that since I was like a newborn.
Yeah, you kind of came out that way. At the same time, are there things that you like to lean into in being a kid?
Not really. I'm just throwing being a kid away. I'm ready to be an adult. Except for bills and taxes. Because that sounds awful. Yeah, can we go on the golf cart or no?
I have to pause it just for a second. So the camera was running. Hillary is off camera talking to her daughter who's on the couch with Alec on the couch. So obviously the two of them were doing an interview. And Hillary just chiming in. That whole bit right there was her doing all the questioning. Okay, but what about this? What about this? What about this? Is there something? Is there sometimes you want to just be a kid? Is there the Hysteria thinks that she's the producer now, apparently. Huh. Okay. Transitioning into an adult. There you go. How do you say shut up in French? That's a good question. I had her giving birth to that 12-year-old. Anonymous. So true. I'm with the kid on not wanting to pay bills and taxes. So, yes. Oh, goodness. Hilaria has ADHD, and so that explains her pace. Do you talk as fast as Hilaria, Kathy? Do tell. Maybe I should watch Big Love. So many people are watching Big Love. I mean, it's been around forever. I swear it came out not that much longer after Sister Wives started, right? Okay, here we go. Still doing nails.
You're just staring at me. Can you respond, please?
Okay, bye.
Yay! Toodles! 10 out of 5 minutes.
Are they gonna survive teenagehood? So you've lived in like so many different places.
I've lived in 4 different places.
4 different places.
Yeah. I don't really remember England and Amsterdam though, just because I was kind of like younger.
Is it weird when people hear how you talk and then they just like assume that you're gonna be super British and you're like, no, not at all?
Yeah. My accent changes when I'm around my friends, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Depends how they speak. With my British friends, I think I sound more British. I feel it's weird if I'm like speaking like American.
Yeah.
But then if I'm with like my American friends, I'm like, oh, it sounds kind of weird if I'm just British.
Yeah. Growing up in a way where you have multiple cultural influences on you means that you're never going to be able to fit in. You can try, you can chameleon.
Pause.
You know, people who code switch were very good.
Pause. 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 Sorry. She didn't listen to the girl. The girl has lived in many different places. She says when she's with her British friends, she speaks more British. When she's with her American friends, she speaks more American, not the opposite. Not after I took a vacation abroad, I came back and then for years spoke with a Spanish accent in America. Not the same. She says people who code switch are very good at chameleoning. You don't need to code switch. You don't have to code switch if you just visited a country. You have to actively try to do the accent, especially maintain it for that long when you're back in America where they speak English. This woman, I tell you, the lies that come out of her mouth, the excuses, at least we're addressing it again. All right, I'll go back for a second. And code switching is just the changing of, well, it's what the girl just said. When I'm with my British friends, I speak more British. When I'm with my American friends, I will speak more American. I mean, it can be code switching all the way down to when I was in high school, I would swear like a sailor all day long in high school. And I get home, not one word would come out of my mouth like that. I would able to turn it off like that. But when I was with my friends, just let it all flow. One of my good friends who is Black says that when she is with her friends from back in college and that she has more of the Black vernacular dialect that she grew up with. But when she's at work and most people don't have it there, she does more of a standard English dialect to fit more in and come across more business-like. Code switching, that's what it is. You're blending in with your environment, but not because, how do I explain this? They're both kind of part of you already. You wouldn't go somewhere and just act like that all of a sudden. That would be an appropriation, I guess. So they're already kind of like a part of you, but they maintain a part of you, and you use one in one environment, you use the other one in the other environment. Okay. She does the opposite of code switching. She She uses it in the environment she's not supposed to. Here we go. Hi, Knit-My-Bit. See you. Okay. Here we go.
Feels weird if I'm like speaking like American.
Yeah.
But then if I'm with like my American friends, I'm like, oh, it sounds kind of weird if I'm just British.
Yeah. Growing up in a way where you have multiple cultural influences on you means that you're never going to be able to fit in. You can try, you can chameleon. You know, people who code switch were very good at chameleoning in. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a little bit, and you're not even thinking about it. It's just normal. It's just natural. They say that it's like communication, like people who, if you ever talk to like a really old person who cannot hear,
Yeah.
and you have to like, you
have to,
notice,
like,
you're like, I'm going to emphasize,
Yes.
I'm going to speak slower, and you're not even really thinking about it. You just start to do it.
It just
Oh,
happens.
it's nice. It just happens. You know what it's called? Code switching.
Oh,
Code switching. No, it's like a real thing.
I did not know that.
I know. I had to learn about it because the whole world was like mean to me, and so
you weren't
I had
code
to learn. It's
switching.
Code switching.
Oh,
Being in, you know, the spotlight, as people like to call it, people say, oh, don't you get used to it? No, you don't get used to it. You never get used to people being mean. But you take a deep breath, and I think you learn to distance yourself from it. And so, you know, you just try turning down the volume in my head of it. Okay, I'm just going to turn that down. And I'm not going to take it personally. I'm so impressed. These look so good. I love them. We need to start teaching Carmen how to do this too.
Yes.
Be your apprentice. It'll
I
be
can
great.
teach her.
We'll put her to work. Yeah, all over social media. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nothing like organizing my shoes.
What about over here?
You messed them up deliberately. I know you did.
I want to see if you get all of them that I've messed up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
she's so mean to
Okay, you're
him.
an ass. A horrible person. Hate's a strong word. I don't want to say hate. I have the least amount of affection for you now I've ever had.
Alec has OCD, and that wasn't something I always understood. It wasn't something he always understood. Does it make you feel better? Or it makes you feel better that it's just done? Do you think it's like the act of it, or just...
And when you mess with me, it does make me feel better. No, it doesn't. I straighten them out once a day.
Why is that
and I know
funny?
within 30 seconds, they're all going to be.
I worry about Alec because we were living with so much
Then
stress
don't
for
mess
such a
with
long
them.
time that his OCD has gotten even worse.
Honey, what happened to your car?
What?
Honey, what happened? Honey, it scratched the paint off.
You probably were driving it.
Oh,
Wasn't me? When I put my foot down and he pushes back at me,
I roll up the windows and let me wash the car.
that's the OCD rearing its ugly head.
How did you hit the car? What happened?
I did not hit the car.
There's a chance for you to confess.
100%. I drive like a grandma.
No, you drive like grandma when grandma smokes crack.
Okay.
That's how you drive.
I don't have any tickets. My record is clean, my friends.
I have my stuff here. Where did it go? Is my bucket over here and my brush?
Let me see. I didn't understand that a lot of the way that he tries to control and the way that he behaves has to do with his OCD, which is painful.
I need the bucket, the brush, and the cleaner.
I found it.
You found it? Okay, let's not delay. Come. We're going to wash your car.
Stop to lay.
Try to scrub the dent out. I realized that as a result of my childhood, which was very chaotic in terms of my home, 6 kids, no money, 2 parents, everything was a mess all the time. My mother would say the phrase, straighten up this room. And I go into a room and I do my thing. All very simple, very modest, but things I thought would make everything look better. My OCD, I think it's definitely a part of that, as part of, because I'm back in a house with a lot of kids. I'm not one of those kids now. I'm the father. So the OCD thing is not so much a problem for me. My OCD is a problem for the people around me. Where did you hit the car, honey? Where did you do it?
No, I would never, because I'm good at backing up and you're not. You would be a lot happier without OCD. The person that your OC tortures more than any of us is...
I've never had anybody put it that way. Can you go get the spray bottle in the kitchen while I fill this up?
You're like a surgeon. You're like Scalpel.
That's right. I played a doctor in a movie once. Harrington.
Harrington.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
Oh my God, what's that? More dense? Honey, is that more dense over there?
That looks like dirt.
This is really, really weird. This stuff is really weird.
Don't scratch it because you're going to end up scratching the car if that.
This is a scratch, honey. What is this? Remember when Alien would bleed and he had acid in his veins? Honey, there's alien poop all over the car. What is this? It's cheese. I'm not kidding. There's cheese on the car. Or is it gum? Or is it slime from my kids? Oh, wow, this is horrible. Now it's under my fingernail.
So now I'll do this part.
No, don't do that.
Why?
You don't squirt it on the car.
Yes,
you
you
put it
do.
on the brush.
You know, it's called soaking something.
Calming cleans me. Cleaning calms me. It's the trauma of my childhood. When I was a kid, my sister Beth and I, we cleaned the house. And we didn't clean the house. The house was a mess. Our other brothers were like, in the front yard. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm Cinderella. What was the thing that's going to make my mother happy? Making my mother happy was important. What's the thing we're going to do to make my mother happy? Well, clean the house is one. My sister Beth and I, we were the staff. My three brothers, Danny, Billy, and Steven, were like playing sports and messing around or whatever. They just didn't do anything. And my sister Beth and I, we were like, do the laundry, do this, rake the leaves, cut the grass, walk the dog, clean up the kitchen. And my brothers didn't do very much of it well. My sister and I, our wash machine broke. And we didn't have a wash machine in our house for like a while, like months. My parents couldn't afford to get it fixed. My parents couldn't afford to buy a new one.
Do you ever see those, like, I don't know if it's called memes, like, I wish I let the dishes wait. I wish I had enjoyed the mess of the toys. I wasn't present enough because I was so worried about cleaning and perfection all the time.
I haven't seen those memes. I've seen other memes, though. Memes that say, get out there and clean that goddamn car, or you're going to burn in hell, or whatever. But my point is that, yes, you're right. And I have gotten better at that. I am someone that, as the direct result of what I've been going through lately, you don't go, Simon Says, back to normal. It takes a long time. It takes longer than I imagined. And my feelings and my emotion, my energy level and all those things is just coming back very slowly. So 3 hours later, we're almost done with this car.
And then
it's
all
exciting.
of a sudden, a bird flies by and poops on our car. Cozy. Estate aquí con Mary.
The birds eat it. The birds eat it poo-poo.
The birds eat worms, and then the mommy bird eats it, chews it up, and then throws it up.
The mommy eats
And it's really gross. All right, who are the dedes? And why are you guys named the dedes? Edu and Lulu are 5.5 months apart. Alec likes to call them twins. They're not twins. They came up with calling each other Dede when they were younger. They point at each other like, you Dede. And I go, no, you Dede.
No.
After careful review of medical guidance and research.
Now, I guess we're going to address the fact that they're 5.5 months apart now. All right. I'm frozen to you. I'm frozen on the TV. Am I still working on your phone, Shanna Banana? I hope so. I don't know if Alec was serious when he said, okay, let's not delay, or if he was trying to make a joke and just wasn't funny, or if it's a classic narcissist move and very much a Cody Brown move where you say something very mean and then you say that was a joke afterwards. But that was, I think we saw a little glimpse of the real angry, or not real angry, but like the snappy, suddenly turn on a dime, lose your temperature, lose your temper Alec in that moment when he was waiting for her to, what was she getting? Was she getting a hose? Was she getting something to wash the car? Whatever it was. And he's like, come on, let's do this. Okay. Oh, and they get just really aggressive. Okay, let's not delay. And then she kind of laughed it off, but I felt like she was covering for him. And then eventually he just kind of smiled when he walked away, but he didn't have a smile for a minute after that too. I think it took him a minute to calm down and realize, right, cameras. Whereas Hilaria is completely aware that the cameras are there at all times. See, Alec is used to cameras, but they'll stop at any point and they'll edit out anything that's wrong. So like this whole reality TV thing is a whole new beast for him. Oh, these people. I feel like you guys have convinced me to watch Big Love now. I'm going to write it on here because I'll forget. Maybe I'll know just because I've heard of comparisons. Okay, hold on. Let me turn it up. We are back. Yeah, she's looking for her best angle all the time, right? And they are both pains in the asses. You're right. I'm actually surprised how calm he is. I'd lost it day one. Yeah, he's been with her for how many years? And 7 kids? I mean, sometimes it looks like he's just thrown in the chips. All right. Yeah, she should have done her research. All right, we are back with the dedes, which I guess means twins. Los dedes.
Los dedes, so they're the dedes, and it's just kind of this like silly little term that they have come up with that is their version of twin.
Aww. See how cute this is? I do. Hug Lulu.
So it doesn't mean twin?
No, not like that. Like that.
All right, Lulu. So we're gonna make 2 granolas. One of them.
This one.
More
this
cooking.
One, and that
So
one.
I was gonna make one for you.
Yeah.
And one for Daddy.
This one's for me.
This one's for you, and that one's for Daddy.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it could be for the boys and for Daddy.
Yeah.
And Rafa, Leo, and Romeo.
We're gonna share with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. I had 4 kids pretty quickly. Then I got pregnant naturally, like I did with all the other ones, and I had a miscarriage. Be okay. I was very public about it. Came out, had conversations that were hard to have for me.
Hold on. This is her Instagram post. I just read the first line. I want to share with you that I am most likely experiencing a miscarriage. Why on God's green earth, when you're in the process of experiencing a miscarriage and still don't even 100% know and it's not confirmed, you would run to Instagram and write about it? She doesn't even know. I can't. Okay, I'll read the whole thing for those who don't have a video. I want to share with you that I am most likely experiencing a miscarriage. I always promised myself that if I were to get pregnant again, I would share the news with you guys pretty early, even if that means suffering a public loss. But this is different. This is not, I'm telling you before 12 weeks. And then I lost the baby at 12 weeks. This is like you're in the process of what you think is a miscarriage. You're not even sure, but you're posting it on social media for the world. I can't co-sign this. Okay. I have always been so open with all of you about my family, fitness, pregnancies, and I don't want to keep this from you. You can keep it. It should be just yours and Alex, not the world's. I don't want to keep this from you just because it isn't a positive and and shiny as the rest. I think it's important to show the truth because my job is to help people by being real and open. No, I can't, I'm not agreeing with any of this. Furthermore, I have no shame or embarrassment with this experience, nor should you. Nobody's telling you to have any shame or embarrassment. It's just a personal time of grieving with your husband, of which you're not even sure. That's the kicker. I want to be a part of the effort to normalize miscarriage and remove the stigma from it. Oh, gosh. First of all, normalizing miscarriage, I don't think that's the proper terminology that you want to use there. Take the stigma away from it. Okay, is there a stigma? Stigma in what way? Like, maybe like back in the day, it was thought of maybe you're less of a woman if you can't carry a baby to full term. But if you've already carried 4, like, I don't know if that still applies, but like, I wonder what the stigma is. I would just, like, if I knew about it, I would just want to love on that person and give them space and time to grieve. It's the loss of a life. Where's the stigma? I don't understand. This woman, I can't understand her. Okay. This is right, Mama Squirrel? No stigma, horrible sadness. Yes. That's the only way I can describe it too. I don't understand what she's talking about. I can't believe she put that on social media. Why is she Yes. Oops, it jumped ahead. That's the thing. Why is she lecturing us? That's a private thing. Yes. And it's okay to share about it afterwards, but like when you're in the midst of it, unless you need to, I'm not saying you have to keep it to yourself, but this is Instagram. I don't know who the heck you are. You don't have to tell me about it. It makes me sad to read this about you. It makes me think that you have a hole in you that you need to fill somehow, that you would tell all these strangers about this personal part of your life and the journey of the life of your child. Between this and what happened on the Russ thing, she doesn't seem to have a whole lot of sanctity for life, does she? I don't like this woman. Okay. Let's wait until you get a positive reading on this, since you don't know, since we started off the first thing with I most likely. Yeah. You want to post it in a social group of your friends? By all means. I'm not saying you can't let anybody know, but like, this is screaming, I need attention. I need likes. That's what it screams to me. Yeah. There is no stigma. I don't understand what she means by stigma. I've never heard of there even being a stigma. Even back when I was a kid, I don't remember hearing about any kind of stigma affiliated with. I just remember it always being a sad thing. Like, oh, that's so sad for them. I hope they're okay. Do they need anything? Can I help in any way? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's looking for sympathy. Yeah. I think she does talk to herself. She really enjoys hearing. I think she's the only one who enjoys hearing her voice. Oh, it's really lovely, though. It seems like none of the kids have inherited that voice. Watch, it's not even her real voice. She had a normal voice growing up. She's adopted this one to be unique. All right, let's keep going.
It's a very hard thing to go through. Enough got into my head, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try IVF. And so I tried IVF, and everything seemed to be going really well. Everything seemed to be progressing in a really great way. And then I lost the baby between 4 and 5 months. She They don't know why she died. I just went for like a normal scan. But I knew because I think I knew. Because I kept on saying I can't feel her. And so I think I knew. But you don't want to know. So it was, but yeah, I mean, it was hard. I had an attachment, I was excited. And when you have a later miscarriage, loss, whatever word you want to use, your body has to essentially have the baby. It is definitely just a physically and emotionally hard experience.
Okay, this is really sad. And by sad, I mean this is a cry for attention like I have never seen before. Okay, if you can't see it, let me first read to you another social media post. This is her at the doctor's office after the second miscarriage. She has a glamour shot of herself up close. And you can see the paper gown, just the top of it. And she wrote, eyes swollen from crying, groggy from anesthesia, crampy from the surgery, but I made it. And I want you to know that I'm physically okay. I'm grateful for my family, friends, doctors, and nurses, and all of you who have held my hand through this difficult time. You have no idea how much this means to me. One foot in front of the other, now I begin the healing journey. Okay. So it was probably, I've never had a miscarriage. Do they call that a D&C when they have to? Because a lot of times you just deliver, but she says she had a surgery, so that's what I'm guessing happened. So she took a glamour shot after she woke up in the hospital, on the hospital bed, and then posted this. Not after she got home recovering, right there. But then the next scene is her with, what is her oldest daughter's name? The 10-year-old. The one she turned into a parent. I've forgotten her name already. Anyway, the oldest daughter. It is a D&C surgery. Okay. Carmen. Thanks, Len. So she's with Carmen, and just like we were saying how she trauma dumps about the whole trial thing, that wasn't the first time. Obviously, it's a pattern, because now listen to what she's saying to her daughter. And her daughter, Hillary, is videoing herself being sad with her daughter kind of up behind her, still in the frame as well, comforting her mom so that they're both in the frame on the camera. I can't even. And we listened to Hysteria talking about how sad she is. Here we go.
Yeah, just a physically and emotionally hard experience.
Mommy's sad, it says. So Carmen kisses her. Carmen hugs her.
It was one of the lowest I've ever felt. I didn't know what I was going to do.
I can't believe she videotaped that.
Okay, ready? You want me to pour it in there, and then you pour it in the bowl, okay? Okay. Oh, we have to put too much. When I had my miscarriages, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what the next steps were. And then I felt that it was important to open a door of possibilities. Nice work.
I'm so strong today.
You are so strong.
Are you so strong?
Yeah.
So strong to do that. Then moving forward, I had this other embryo. And I was terrified of having an IVF baby again after the traumatic loss that I had. My fear was that if I put her inside me, I was going to kill her. Can I try? Yeah, let me open it like this because it's a little hard. So I connected with.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple.
TLC, these commercials are so poorly timed. Carmen is another Aspen, right? That is a good comparison. That is a good comparison. Definitely Ruth Carroll. Okay. Oh, Joni, I am so sorry. This discussion gives me so much pain, even though it happened 35 years ago. I can only imagine. Yes, I'm so sorry for your pain and your loss. What is wrong with her? I can't believe this. I can't believe this. 4 to 5 months along, is that a miscarriage or a stillbirth? Is this the same miscarriage or two different ones? Okay, it's two different ones, but 4 to 5 months along, I still think it's considered a miscarriage because it's not even that uncommon. That's why so many women, well, back in the day especially, never told anybody they were pregnant until after 12 weeks. Because that, like, around that 4-week part is when the embryo separates from, like, it separates from the placenta, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been such a long time since I've been pregnant. But it's that point that happens is such a common occurrence of miscarriage happening. That's like that significant. So that's sort of the, after you get by the like 3 to 4 month period of time. So for her to say around 4 months, she lost the baby and they don't know why. Chubbs? Yeah. I knew he was going to move over to the couch and start scratching. Unless it was like full on 5 months at that point, I guess that would be different. But I don't know. I will say my OB did tell me that 50% of all pregnancies end in miscarriage. 50%, she told me. I was like, what are you talking about? She just said most women have no idea that they're pregnant. She's like, the body, a lot of pregnancies happen and things aren't right. And it's sort of nature's way of your body saying, this isn't going to be okay. You're not going to be able to carry this to full term. And it just naturally miscarries. And you don't know. You think you're pregnant, you miss a period, but then you have a period and it's heavier. And you actually technically were pregnant during that period of time. I didn't know that. The more you know. All right. So DNC, thank you. I learned about that. This Vixen I did hear about. I do know a couple friends who've had to go through that the baby died later on and then they had to deliver. That would be the worst. That would be the worst. Or even right there at the hospital, that all of a sudden the baby, they got there too late, or because you think they just rush and do a C-section, but if there was like no heartbeat before they get a chance to even get in to do a C-section, they go ahead and deliver, and that has to be rough. Okay, we are turning this sad. Okay. Joni, I don't know the definition of each. That is a very good question. I don't know the actual definition of each. Yes, Vixen, that's the problem. That's the answer to Joni's question. What's the problem with this woman? She's a narcissist. And the fact that she handled it the way she did with that, and then that video of her with her daughter comforting her back at home, and her daughter has got her arms around her and she just keeps kissing her on the cheeks and that, and she's completely still, just filming it. No reaction. Just saying, I'm so sad. Oh, that poor daughter. That's what it is. The placenta doesn't attach to the uterine wall. I thought something was supposed to detach at that point. It's supposed to attach, and it doesn't attach, and so that's why. See, I had it all wrong if that's what. I always thought it was something that was supposed to detach. What do I know? Not much. Where's my Dr. Karen and Dr. Gosh, I have to look up her name again. We have an East Coast and a West Coast OBGYN. That's sister friends here. And more. Actually, there's another one that wrote the last time I had a question. We have 3 that I know of. There's probably a lot more that are sister friends that watch this channel. Okay, we are back. She's cooking again. Let's listen.
A little hard. So I connected with people who had done surrogacy. I met this really amazing woman who ended up carrying Mary Lou. Then I find out I'm pregnant naturally, which I guess you're very fertile after IVF. And I found out I was having Edu. And so we were pregnant at the same time. And so Edu was born. And then Lulu, our surrogate baby, 5.5 months later.
Cute babies.
Special knives just for you. And so while this is cooking right now,
I trying to use it.
you can use those blue knives. Those are special knives just for you. You want to try these?
Wait, hold on a second. They decided to go ahead and implant Lulu, but then she had a due 5 months later. Well, she would have had to been pregnant with a due for 5 months already. And then she was born. What was that timeline? Hold on. Which, by the way, Adu, his name is Eduardo Paul Lucas Baldwin. Or Adu.
Edu was born. And then Lulu, our surrogate baby, 5.5 months later.
Okay, we got to go even further back.
Special knives. Oh, Edu. Let me open it. IVF baby again after the.
You're so strong.
Yeah,
Okay.
so strong to do that. Then moving forward, I had this other embryo. And I was terrified of having an IVF baby again after the traumatic loss that I had. My fear was that if I put her inside me, I was going to kill her.
That's
Should I try?
Yeah, let me open it like this because it's a little hard. So I connected with people who had done surrogacy. I met this really amazing woman who ended up carrying Mary Lou. Then I find out I'm pregnant naturally, which I guess you're very fertile after IVF. And I found out I was having Edu. And so we were pregnant at the same time. And so Edu was born. And then Lulu, our surrogate baby, 5.5 months later. Special knives just.
Wait, Adu or Lulu? All their names are like bizarre. It's not their real names either. Lulu is really Mary Lou, and Adu is Eduardo. Can we just? Adu. Now I'm all confused.
I'm pregnant naturally, which I guess you're very fertile after IVF. And I found out I was having Edu. And so we were pregnant at the same time. And so Edu was born. And then Lulu, our surrogate baby, 5.5 months later. Special knives just for you. And so while this is cooking right now,
I trying to use it.
you can use it.
Okay, so in order for the surrogate baby to be born 5.5 months later, that would mean that she was 5.5 months pregnant when her surrogate was implanted. So I mean, maybe she didn't come out and say this. Maybe it was my brain's interpretation, but I thought she was telling everybody she got a surrogate because of the 2 miscarriages. And then they naturally got pregnant, which technically is true. But the surrogate didn't get implanted until after she was already 5.5 months pregnant. So she knew that they were going to have 2 of these little ones at the same time. It's a whole different story. I did not realize this. So this was her choice. So there's no like sympathy for, ooh, how did you do it? All these kids, and now you have twins and you didn't expect it because you went with a surrogate. No, she totally expected it. She was 5.5 months pregnant. Yeah, she was 5.5 months pregnant when her surrogate got pregnant because she said her surrogate gave birth to Lulu 5.5 months later after she did. 5.5 months, you know you're pregnant, especially if you have as tiny a frame as she does. Oh, people. On her frame, now I could be 5.5 months pregnant and maybe not know. No way she's 5.5 months pregnant and not know. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, so she carried Adu and Lulu was carried by the surrogate. Yeah, they don't answer why. I assumed the why was always, well, 2 miscarriages. And like she said, I didn't trust my body. I thought my body was going to kill this one. I had one embryo left. So I decided to give the embryo a chance and get a surrogate and put it in the surrogate's body. And that made sense to me. And then she just naturally got pregnant on her own. A lot of people say the same thing. They try for years and years and years and years and years to get pregnant, and it doesn't work out. And they go to adoption, and as soon as they adopt a child, they get pregnant. And so there's a lot of those same kind of like twin situations out there where a lot of the doctors just say, you know what, your body just, when it naturally relaxes and calms down and the stress goes away, no matter how much you try to de-stress yourself, there's that, a lot of times you think you're de-stressing, but you're just pushing it off and you're still internally stressed. That's what I thought happened here. I thought, I thought she had 2 miscarriages and then just didn't think she could have kids anymore and wasn't trying, but clearly she was trying. Excuse me, I have hiccups again. There's no alcohol in there. Okay. Well, we never said she was smart. Oh, goodness. Yeah, she had to have known. She had to have known. Maybe she was afraid of a late-term miscarriage. It's possible. So she just thought, well, this is right around, well, it would have been longer because she said it was between 4 and 5 months. And they would have impregnated the surrogate at 5.5 months. But still, maybe she thought, well, I don't think each one I was able to carry longer, but then still lost it. So I'll take the last embryo and still implant it because if I lose this one, then I have another one still coming, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of a crazy way of thinking, but I mean, I don't know. Babies are a blessing, but I don't want to hear complaints about how crazy her life is. This was a choice she made. That's all. like buck up and say how exciting it is to have all these little lovely little faces around, and make the most of them, and don't act like you're a victim and your life is so hard because of the kids. That's all. Okay, here we go. Moving on.
Those blue nugs, those are special nugs just for you. You want to try these? You should chew it.
Yummy.
Yummy, right? Okay. Yummy?
It tastes like honey.
Yeah, these are called currants, and they're nice and sweet, right?
No, they're grapes.
They're grapes? Okay, I'm going to call them grapes. Okay, we didn't like change our minds. With Mary Lou, Alex sometimes would worry. He's like, she's going to feel different. She's going to feel bad. And I hope not.
Why?
Because she was so wanted.
Is it ready, Mom?
Only if you trauma dumped on her or you tell her she's different.
And one for me. And one special one
She
for
feel
you.
different.
Yay! It's holding from this
You
side.
see how I'm holding it with a special glove?
It will be flying in the air.
Flying in the air, and then we'd be like, wait, that's the granola that we like to eat. In the end, we have a loving family, but it's not the same path that my other babies were born. But
So?
she feels exactly the same. She's so connected to me.
She is. Get over
It doesn't
this.
feel different. It doesn't feel. She's my baby.
Yes.
I'm not trying to
Thank you for sharing the obvious.
In there. So I think just embracing what is, understanding that the one thing that you know for sure, you're gonna love your kids so much that it hurts. Will you help me put this in?
I'm gonna do it, okay?
Okay, you do it here.
Okay. First, do this and
You
now.
want to pour it?
Yeah.
What do you think? You tell me how much. Is that good enough? Okay, we'll just do all of it.
That's like a dog food.
It looks like dog food. Hopefully it'll taste better than dog food.
Munch beds. On your mark.
Good idea. You know what? I want a family race. Baby! Yes, we are, but we have to get everybody here.
This is my summer with my kids. I thought we were having a race.
Baby, we are.
Thank you,
But
Joni.
why don't you help me to organize?
Let's go.
Because I said, ready, set, go!
You know, after everything we've been through, my kids are happy. That's all I care about.
Lulu!
Lily, come.
We have to make it all good.
Romeo! Lily, you want to race?
What has gotten, at least me, and I don't know about you, through this experience, has been how can I carve out space to find the calms in the storm? And we get to a place where now we can come home. And now we can try to remember how to live again. Maybe we don't have to live like this anymore.
We don't have to live like this anymore.
It's interesting to see men who look at me like they think I'm like them. Well, like, you can only take this parenting thing so far. I'm like, well, you're going to get back to work, right? We're men, we have to work. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm not, so the answer isn't a movie or a TV show or a play, although there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm doing is this. This is what I'm doing, is raising my kids. And I just feel like,
At some point, you expect to get back to acting, though, right?
well,
Yes, set, go!
maybe I'll just step aside, forget about acting and career. I got a lot of friends who are very successful people in this business. That's one regret they have. They didn't spend as much time with their kids as they might have, because that was the time for them to work.
Mm-hmm.
They strike while the iron is hot.
We're gonna lie to each other.
And there was a 20-year period from when they were 30 to 50 where they did nothing but work all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And when they arrived at the end of that, when they were 50, their kids were out the door to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't really, I don't want to say they didn't know them, well, that certainly is the case as well, it's time that they can't get back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have that regret. I mean, this is the one benefit of having kids later in life.
Okay, don't forget you had a kid.
Appreciation factor that you can't have until you're my age. You know, just I realize what a privilege it is, what a gift it is. Just the joy and the gift of being able to stay home a lot and be with them. That's the thing I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. What I'm doing is this, at least for right now.
Okay. All right. I don't want to see them going to the dentist next week whatsoever. I will say I really like how that ended. I like what he had to say, with the exception of the fact that he is not acknowledging that he had a child when he was in those years and he was very busy working and he didn't have time for, and so he doesn't have a strong connection with. He's talking about all these other men, and I do believe that there is a whole bunch of them who are in that. There are a whole bunch of them that are in that boat and feel that way, as are many men who just have a regular job. I mean, some businessmen and some, I mean, there are jobs out there, doctors, there are people who are also just workaholics and take 2 or 3 jobs. That's just what they like to do. I went back today and I was looking at episode 1 because I thought, I'm going to do some short little recaps. Short. I always say that and then they're like an hour long. But no, I'm going to keep them short, like between 10 and 15 minutes is my goal. Before we get too far out from these episodes of season 1, just so that I have some like little nugget clips of what happened in the episode. So I was kind of glancing over episode 1 again. And I had forgotten already how little time Cody spends with his kids, because all this time I kept thinking, in the past, Cody spends so much time with his kids. Why doesn't he want to do it now? I guess they're grown up. He doesn't have time for anybody with an opinion. He just like little kids because they follow him around and they love on him and they'll do whatever he says. But the reality is, he really wasn't, he's not around them a whole bunch. When you really listen to him talk about it, it's very interesting. So here's a man who has 13 children and isn't making the time for them. So, a lot of people are busy. So I'm appreciating what Alec is saying here, that and so when she said, that was the producer's voice that said, so you are going to go back. It sounded very much, I don't say the voice didn't sound like Hillary at all, but it sounded like words that would have come out of Hillary's mouth. So at some point you're going to go back to acting though, right? Or of some sort. And he just looked at her like, yeah, I don't know. He doesn't need to. He's got enough money for he and his family to live the rest of their life. He doesn't need to. I hope he doesn't. I hope he waits until the youngest one is at least 16 years old, 16 years from now. Then he can go be a grandpa in certain movies, be an extra somewhere else, host Saturday Night Live. Do it then. Just take all these years. That's what I hope. He seems to have, something has switched since the outcome of the trial. Like, I feel like he feels like I get the sense that like God gave him a second chance. What are you going to do with it? That's where I feel like he is right now, but not Hillary. She just feels like we dodged a bullet. Oh, no pun intended. But yeah, we got away with this one. So, all right, off and running, back to making money. All right. Let's see, where are we in the chat here? Oh, there we are. Cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. I was a child when I first heard that song and I cried. It's a sad song. Cat Stevens. Oh my. Mm-hmm. She totally does. She can't wait. She cannot wait until the big paychecks come rolling in. She probably, for these past couple of years, has been put on a leash and told, we don't know what the future's going to look like. And we've got all these kids that you wanted that we have to take care of. So your spending has been curbed until after. And so as soon as the trial was over, she probably thought, dun, da, 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 I'm back to spending whatever money I want again. Mm-mm. And he's like, no, I want a different life. All right. Oh, yeah. Mama Squirrel. He's got to have plenty of money. Plenty of money. He'll go back on SNL. Totally. So if they live in the New York area, he'll go guest host. Yes. Totally. She married an older man. They like to retire at some point. Yeah. He's not her age. He doesn't want to be bebopping around. He doesn't care about fitness. Clearly, when you look at him, he doesn't care. How is it that she is so obsessed with fitness and health, and yet he looks like he is the epitome of not physically active and not healthy? He walks completely bent over. He's got the major, I don't even say dad bod. It's beyond that. It's almost looking like a beer belly. I don't think he's a drinker, but like it's a carb belly. It's a poor eating, high fructose corn syrup, highly processed food belly. That's not good. He looks tired. He looks like he's not getting sleep. Like he does not look like he's taking care of himself at all. I'm surprised that she doesn't have that, unless she's just waiting to move on, to be with the therapist when he kicks the bucket, because it's shocking to me. I mean, where is he even getting this food from? Well, she does say he likes to go out to eat. He likes to go out to eat a lot. So I guess that's where, kind of like, she can't be cooking him fried foods and everything, because he doesn't look like he's eating well. This episode has made me feel stronger. Good, Shanna Banana. 63 is going to be a good year. Yes. You might be the oldest person in this chat, but you're not the oldest sister friend. We have sister friends in their 70s, Shanna. And yes, he does, because he can still father children. So we need to make sure that doesn't happen. He's had a few this chat went ahead. He's had a few cardiac events. That does not surprise me. He looks like he's had, or he looks like he's on the brink of having a cardiac event. He needs to pull it together. Oh, he's an old Irish man who likes to eat and drink. What can we expect? Well, yeah. Is he still drinking? I mean, he looks like an old Irish man who's eating and drinking his way to the end. Yeah. Oh, was it Harry Chapin? That wasn't Cat Stevens? Oh, that's right. He doesn't drink anymore. That's right. He does. He has the AA sayings, and he made reference to that at one point on the show. Not old until tomorrow. That's right. You're not even old tomorrow. It's all up here. You're as old as you want to be. Age is just a number. I was going to say it's as old as you feel, but some days I don't feel like getting out of bed. I feel older than my age, so. It's as old as you want to be. There you go. Yes, he needs a meeting to get away from her. There you go. I don't know what their ages are, but she was, 24 years younger than him? 23 or 24 years younger than him. That's crazy. Or was it more? I can't remember. I remember thinking, oh, maybe it was 26 years. Because I remember thinking, or 28 years. Because I remember thinking that if he had, in terms of his kids looking like his grandkids, well, if he got married when he was 14 and had kids, and then they got married when they were 14 and had kids, or I shouldn't say get married. Why do I even care about marriage? If he had a child when he was 14, if he fathered a child at 14, and that child fathered a child at age 14, he could be a grandfather. And so therefore, these kids could be his grandkids. All right. Well, it was interesting. What can I say? Oh, and just one quick note before we go. She's so worried about Lulu. Is she going to feel different? Is she going to feel different? Again, setting up the situation to create drama. First of all, Lulu doesn't need to know anything about it till she's older. And then when she's older and she's more mature and she can understand things, you go, guess what? I have a very, very special story to tell you. You are very special in this family because you have a story that none of your brothers and sisters have to tell. And then you go through the whole story. And you're still mommies and you're still daddies, but just somebody else had to carry you to make sure you made it into this world. And we did everything we could after one of your brothers or sisters, I don't know if they were boys or girls, but when two of your siblings didn't make it, we wanted to ensure that you were going to survive. And so this is the extreme measure we went to see to it that you were going to be part of this family. Like, why would she be upset with that? But that's not the story that she's going to be told, is it? No. Well, you're different, but don't worry about that. Yeah. She's such a Robin Brown. Take any situation and turn it into a major dramatic event, where then it's going to be a big blow up sad thing. So then she can also be the victim that I have a child who's struggling. And everybody will end up in therapy so she can see the therapist again. All right. Gotta go. Let me sign off here. Good night. Oh my. Amigas. I'll do me amigas. Oh, how do we do? Here we go. Todos mis amigas. There we go. I should have said buenas noches too. I screwed it up. Talking Spanglish here. Buenas noches, todos mis amigas. All my friends. Good night, everyone. You were great. I will see you, some of you on Sunday night. I will see all of you on Tuesday night, and then I'll see you back here on Wednesday night. And I'll have a video or two coming out in between then, too. Bye, y'all. Bye, Knit My Bit. Bye, Vixen. Bye, Joni, Karen, Mom Squirrel, Kathy, everybody. And thank you, Lynn, again. Bye. Oops. There we go.